Sorry.
We'll just don't do it.
You can take care of yours.
I'll do the one for the meeting, so we gotta put things.
They just share it back and forth, make sure both sides look at it. Whatever we have that we've done, just.
YNW Melly's bail hearing did not go as planned today. Melly was even seen being very emotional, as the hearing started with YNW Juvie's mother telling the judge why YNW Melly should not receive a bond, and that he should not be released until he is proven to be innocent.
Ms. Phillips, you were the mother of Christopher Thomas?
Yes, ma'am.
And what are your thoughts or opinion on Jamel Demons receiving a bond in the of your son?
I don't think he should receive a bond, but I do know that he's innocent until proven guilty. But these are some serious accusations against him. So, and I understand he has money and don't want anything, nothing to happen to me or my family. So I don't think that he should be granted a bond at all.
Thank you, Ms. Phillips.
It's hard to hear what she stated, but she said, "I do not think he should receive a bond. I do know that he is innocent until proven guilty. However, there are some serious accusations against him and he has money. I do not want anything to happen to me or my family. I don't think he should receive a bond at all." To which YNW Melly's lawyer would then quickly object what she said inside of the courtroom.
I have, again, I would object to court even considering the statements of people that even the state has no idea where they are. We have, as I brought up several times, prior to the trial, during the trial, we have attempted to subpoena those people for deposition numerous times, most of them. And there's a material witness bond as we speak on Mariah Hamilton. They don't know where she is.
As Melly's lawyer would make the point that even if YNW Melly gets released and has access to all of his money, there is no reason on why he would even want revenge against witnesses that are still inside of the case, because YNW Melly has no idea where any of these people even are. This is a very weak objection, and the judge even stated that. However, this made YNW Melly then very nervous. The hearing was then paused for recess. YNW Melly's lawyer is then seen going over to Melly, asking him if he is sure that he has no idea where any witnesses live, and also the reasons why he needs to be on house arrest.
Sitting here now. Can you differentiate between facts? But I'm using her.
As with YNW Melly's lawyer now knowing what Melly's plans for house arrest would be, he would then share it with the judge. Melly's defense team stated that he would be fine with house arrest, including an ankle monitor around Melly at all times. Sadly, even with those requests, YNW Melly would still be denied bail at this time, leaving him visibly upset inside of the courtroom until his mother told him to smile.
You can take care of yours.
I'll do the one for the meeting, so we gotta put things.
They just share it back and forth, make sure both sides look at it. Whatever we have that we've done, just.
Before you leave. Wait, we need him for 1 second. One more second. It was brought to my attention.
as YNW Melly was in fact denied his bail. However, the judge stated it is just a no for now, as this is going to give YNW Melly another chance at bail within the coming week, which is all due to one reason. As his retrial now begins in 1 month, there is very hard evidence against YNW Melly that was used in his first trial that has a chance now of not being usable against him in the retrial, which is all due to Melly's mother, Jamie King. Melly's mother, Jamie King, went on and filed paperwork against the lead detective in Melly's trial named Mark Moretti. Mark went after YNW Melly's mother in a very serious way, which goes on and reads, "We received a complaint by an attorney representing Jamie King. King is the mother of Jamel Demmons, the given name of YNW Melly. YNW Melly's lawyers filed a motion in his case seeking Brady material against the detective. Brady material refers to information that could be used to question the integrity of law enforcement officers who testify in criminal cases." As it continues reading, details about the encounter between Melly's mother and Moretti were not available Thursday with one exception. While the incident took place on October 12th, 2022, the complaint was not filed until this month, as allegedly YNW Melly's mother was called in for an interrogation around 8 months ago. While she was walking into the interrogation room, Mark Moretti would stop her still, then telling her to hand over her cell phone as it could have some sort of evidence that they could use against Melly on it. However, she would then refuse. This then caused Moretti to try grabbing it from out of her hand, and it in the end caused her to have a hand injury. As let me take you back 7 months ago on January 2nd, YNW Melly's mother and B-Slime were on a No Jumper podcast, where Adam22 would mention the cast that is sitting on her arm. Adam22 then asks her on how this even happened. She then goes on to mention it was a police officer in the Broward Sheriff's Office. However, she did not want to get into full detail, as she was likely using this as some sort of plan B if YNW Melly's bail hearing goes south, which it did. Now, there is a chance that this now delays Melly's upcoming retrial. This gives YNW Melly a huge advantage inside of the courtroom to be released on bail, as Mark Moretti's police work now needs to be investigated after Jamie King's paperwork. Mark Moretti is the one that brought to the YNW Melly trial all of the evidence off Melly's cell phone. Text messages, photos, videos, you name it. However, how he obtained YNW Melly's cell phone was another huge issue, as he went directly to 100K Track, aka Melly's manager, where Mark Moretti allegedly told 100K Track, hand over Melly's cell phone within 48 hours or be arrested and kicked out of the United States.
You, as a trained investigator, Jameson Francois to be deported to Haiti, even though he's been in this country since 5 years.
Yes, sir.
Did you, in fact, that he would not get fed and get any medicine in the jails?
I don't know about that conversations.
Do you think a witness who tells you something that you don't like really gets to the truth?
Objection on irrelevance.
When you questioned Jameson Francois, were you alone, or did you bring immigration officers with you?
We were at the Chrome Detention Center, so of course the immigration officers had to be there.
As that is Melly's lawyer yelling at Mark Moretti during the first Melly trial, as Moretti did some of the most questionable police work that he's ever seen. As if this all turns into Brady material and this evidence is now unusable, the chances of Melly beating his case in October is very high, as this text message of him admitting to doing the crime will now be unusable.
The PZ Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from the YNW Melly account says what?
After that, SHHHH.
And could you please say and point on the right side of the screen exactly which parts you're saying where the YNW Melly account says, I did that?
I did that. This is the thread ID. This is the text. This is the author. And this is the recipient. Then you come down here, same thing. The ID is for the actual message, which is just specific to that one message, then the thread ID is the actual continuing message.
To even these very suspicious text messages to his ex-girlfriend at the time, stating that he's gonna remain loyal to Bortland all the way until the end for one reason, will not be usable.
What does that one say?
You don't with me anyways. I peeped it. You can slide, but God knows I wasn't in her and real breaking. You spoiled everything was given to you. You act like a some slide. I keep Borton with cuz
As Mark Moretti went through all of YNW Melly's personal photos, video albums, text messages, and even Snapchats to find evidence on him, or even in the notepad of YNW Melly's phone, he found a saved Facebook Live video link of Melly and Bortland's reactions 8 hours after the crime.
You see him? Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned. Regardless of what happened, you already know.
If all of that evidence and more becomes unusable against Melly, things are going to get interesting. Now the only negative against YNW Melly would be YNW Bortland's situation, as Melly's trial is announced for October 9th, leaving YNW Bortland's trial on October 2nd all by himself. However, sources reveal the state is doing this to give YNW Bortland a chance to make a plea deal, as YNW Bortland's trial starts a week before Melly's, and it's going to be structured in a way that gives Bortland a chance to plead. The state is very smart in doing so, as they realized moments after the YNW Melly mistrial was granted, YNW Bortland tweeted something very suspicious.
And ladies and gentlemen, thank you all. She's a juror inquiry form. It indicates that after further discussions, reviewing the evidence and speaking freely amongst the jurors, we are still unable to reach a unanimous decision. So at this time, what I'm going to do is just declare mistrial, the case was mistried, and again, I want to thank you very much for your time. It's very much appreciated. You're free to go. All right, score time. Thank you, ladies.
As the report would go on and share, YNW Bortland tweets a mysterious message on the same day of Melly's mistrial being declared. The tweet shares, "Mind games don't work on people like me," alongside a handshake emoji as if he's accepting a deal. And this is because during the entire Melly trial, Melly's lawyers were playing mind games with the jury, trying to make it seem as if Bortland was the guilty one and not Melly. Evidence backing that claim is even 15 minutes into day 1 of the Melly trial, Melly's lawyer would go on and reveal that Bortland was the one with powder residue on his hands, and that Bortland was the last one with Sack Chaser and Juvie on that night.
Demon's lies, those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with 2 bodies, car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket. Not Cortland Henry. There were 3 phones.
Which is a very weird thing for Melly's lawyer to reveal to the courtroom. However, he would also reveal that Bortland was the one that was lying to the feds during his interrogation in 2018.
Here's the hard part where we're having a hard time to understand is that we shut down that entire area and we had officers shoulder to shoulder walk it out. They didn't find as much as 1 shell casing. They didn't find 1 piece of glass. Nothing. Nothing to what you said adds up. And it's hard.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, that's the class.
I mean, for whatever reason, Your two friends, are these your good friends?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These my like.
These your two, I'm assuming close friends.
Yeah, we all.
And you're doing them an inservice by not telling us the truth.
I'm telling you the truth, sir. I don't like. How? What do you want?
How do you make shell casings disappear?
I don't know. How can I tell you about a shell case and I'm driving, ducking for my life, trying to make sure I don't get hit, and you telling me you telling me about some shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. I'm driving. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna be worried about? You know what I'm saying?
I know it's not for you to worry about.
Shit crazy, bro.
But if you tell me it happened there's got to be some evidence there. There's going to be broken glass, just like there's broken glass over here from when you guys opened the doors and stuff like that. Okay, there's going to be broken glass over there when the windows got out. There's going to be casings from the people at your car. Okay, there's going to be evidence over there. Okay, right now there's nothing. I kind of think I know what happened because I got information.
However, this wouldn't even be the end of Bortland's evidence getting brought up either, as we would then see a forensic scientist that covered the passings go into further detail about Bortland having the powder residue on his hands.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of powder residue and two component particles, and the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of powder residue and 1 2-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was powder residue present on the hands.
Which is very weird behavior by Melly and his lawyers, which is why when Bortland entered the courtroom for the first time, Melly looked a little nervous.
Cortland Henry?
Yes, sir, he's present.
That you went back to the
status conference.
Come on up.
I guess you're already trial with co-defendant right now. We're set for October 3rd for trial.
You had a motion pending as well?
Yes, Judge. As the court, when we were here the last time, you let him go to church and stuff, you said about working, you would be subject to seeing his schedule. We filed a schedule for the next couple of months.
I saw that.
Be able to work. And I talked to his probation supervisor. She has no problem with him at all. She said that if he's going to go to work, she'd like anybody has to do, provide an itinerary, where he's going to be, how he's going to get there, how it's going to get done.